And now, I mean, since we have so many Virtue of Strengths, I think 1 mana or 1 basic land will tap for 12 mana. So we have all the mana in the world. And yeah, we're just going to go for a kicked Consult the Star Charts. Look, 11 cards deep. Okay, we did find Doppelgang, and I guess we'll go with another Consult the Star Charts. So we need to find Tifa. There she is, Tifa, and I guess a cracked land, because we haven't played a land for turn. And look at this, we have 77 mana right here. So yeah, here comes Tifa. She's going to get +2, +2, +2. Here comes a crack land. We're going to go ahead and actually crack this land. And we're going to find a basic. And then we're going to go for a Doppelgang. I think we honestly we can do this for so much. Because look, we have like 150 mana right here. But we'll just make 4 copies of these 4 basic lands right now. And this opponent is awesome for letting us do this. Tifa gets 16. He didn't let us attack in. And I guess I could have done it for a little bit more. Because we didn't hit the max number. Let's see. We're only swinging in for a casual 1.8 million damage. And I could have done it for so much more. But yeah, we got it. We got the combo, so GG. Okay, that's going to be so we could definitely hit the cap right now. Let's just do it for 10. We'll make 10 copies of all of our lands. Let's make a few copies of the opponent's land for good measure. He doesn't have any basics, which is unfortunate. We're going to have all these enter tapped. And I think, guys, I think we hit the magical number of the official cap limit in Arena. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. And I'll be honest, one of the decks that I find the most annoying right now is the mono green landfall deck, where they go turn 1 Chocobo, into turn 2 Bristly Bill, into turn 3 Mossborn Hydra, into a turn 4 Crack Land, and they just swing in for like 27 damage. The Mossborn Hydra, of course, has Trample. I find it pretty boring, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I thought today, let's go with a creature that is played in the green landfall package. It's a little bit more of a fringe card, but that is Tifa Lockhart for 2 mana. We get a 1 power, 2 toughness creature. She has Trample, and we can see her landfall ability says whenever a land we control enters, we get to double Tifa Lockhart's power until the end of the turn. And this card is played every once in a while in the green landfall package, and maybe they can get their Tifa or their Mossborn Hydra up to like, yeah, 32, maybe 64 trample power, and they think that that is like big numbers, big damage. But I'm telling you guys today, those are rookie numbers, because we will be trying to pump Tifa up. I honestly don't even know how high. We might be able to swing through for 40,000 damage, maybe 2 million damage. Maybe we can even hit the maximum cap number in Arena, which I believe is 2 billion damage. And you might be asking, well, how do we do that? That is, of course, by having a lot of lands enter the battlefield and doubling Tifa's power every turn. So we will need a ton of mana, because the way that we actually are going to achieve that is with Doppelgang. We can create X number of copies of any permanent. We do need to pump a ton of mana into that, but so we will be trying to make 4 copies of 4 different lands, or 5 copies of 5 different lands. So then that's, I believe, 25 lands entering if you choose 5 copies. So then you'll double Tifa's power, I believe, to the power of 25 times, which I think you can hit the cap then. So obviously for Doppelgang, you need a ton of mana, so we want to ramp a lot with this deck. So we have Glimpse the Core, help us find a land, Encroaching Dragonstorm, search your deck for 2 lands, put them both on the battlefield tapped, which is really nice. But then the way that you can really pump Doppelgang up to be able to make 5, 6, maybe even 7 copies is with Virtue of Strength. This enchantment for 7 mana, it is really expensive, but our ramp package can maybe help us cast that a bit earlier than turn 7. And we can see Virtue of Strength says if we tap a basic land for mana, it produces 3 times as much mana. So then a single land can add XXX mana, which is enough for 1 copy of Doppelgang. So yeah, we do need to find Virtue of Strength. So we have a little bit of card draw with Consult the Star Charts and Stock Up, both two really, really good cards as well. And then one card to help us kind of stay alive is with Aetherize. For 4 mana, we can return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. So if the opponent swings in with a lot of creatures, hopefully we can just bounce those all back, because we do need a lot of things to go right for us to set this deck up. Of course, we need Virtue of Strength, and we need Doppelgang. To play Virtue of Strength, we need to ramp quite a bit, so I already went over the ramp package. But then another way where if we don't have Virtue of Strength down, but where we still can get Tifa and pump her up to quite a bit of power, is with the Enduring Courage. For 4 mana, we get this little dog, and he has the text that says, whenever another creature we control enters, it gets an additional +2/+0, and it gains haste until the end of the turn. So now Tifa, she's not starting at 1 power, but she's starting at 3 power. So even if you just play 1 land for turn, then she goes from 3 power up to 6 power, whereas originally when she's just 1 power, if you play a land, she would just go up to 2 power. So the little dog can help us ramp quite a bit as well. So that's the deck that we're going with today. And like I said, let's see if we can just pump Tifa literally all the way up to the moon, maybe try and hit the magical cap number in Arena of 2 billion damage. So whether we achieve that or not, we'll find out in some of the games. I'll see you guys there. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first. This is a little bit of a risky hand, but I will try it out. Up against Azorius Control, might be one of our worst matchups, honestly, but like I said, we'll try it. Get a Glimpse the Core down. We do have Virtue of Strength, so we'll need to work our way up to 7 mana. We did find Tifa as well, so we are finding our pieces, which is nice. Then we can go ahead and crack this land on the opponent's turn. And I believe next turn we can get up to 7 mana when we play Glimpse the Core and our next Llanowar Elf. So then the turn after that, we could go for Virtue of Strength, but I mean, he's probably playing Get Lost or something like that. That creature loses Defender and gains Vigilance, so that's kind of cool. The Novice Inspector, playing with a lot of Murders of Markov Manor that this guy is playing with. At least a lot of creatures from that set. That creature gets a +1, so yeah, opponent's smacking in for quite a bit of damage already. I think we take a blue source. We definitely take a blue source. There's another one, which is nice. Guess we can get that one down. Then we can go for a Glimpse. And we can play our Llanowar Elf. And then we could get Tifa on the battlefield. Just have a feeling he might try and remove Tifa, but his shield's down right now, so I guess we'll try it. And then next turn we can play Virtue of Strength, and then play Fabled Passage. But yeah, he should have a board wipe. Should have some targeted removal as well. Opponent could also just look to draw a ton of cards, just to pump up his Analyst. Opponent is thinking about it. I guess technically if we draw a Doppelgang, we could do it for X = 2 and play the Fabled Passage as well. And he has just 1 mana available. Could, of course, be a Spell Pierce. Yeah, so we'll get this one down. Do get to double Tifa's power. And I think I will try and get down Virtue of Strength. It does work, so now our lands, at least our basic lands, will tap for 3 mana each. So this is 9 mana right here, plus these other 3. That's 12 mana in total. Of course, the 2 elves can add mana as well, so we are technically up to 14 mana. But yeah, now the opponent not really playing anything, so he probably has a counter spell. also just hovering over our Virtue of Strength. He might look to blow it up with a Get Lost. Maybe he has some exiling stuff. Yeah, just remove all the creatures. That's pretty annoying. This one can actually come down, add red for us. Opponent, that did seem a little bit desperate. We'll get the dog down. And I guess we can sacrifice this one right now, draw a card. Ooh, there's Doppelgang, so we'll go ahead and end the turn. There's a Seasoned Consultant. So I think this guy is playing with only cards from the Karlov Manor set, which is pretty funny. That guy's also going to draw a card. 2 mana to work with. I do like the Enduring Courage because he has a little bit of recursion. If he removes this creature, he at least comes back as an enchantment, and the opponent is all tapped out. So I mean, as sad as this is, we can go for Glimpse the Core. We'll find this land. Oh, it comes in tap. That's my bad. All right, well, anyways, we'll hit them with the QQ. Let's see, that's 10, 13, minus 2 is 11, divided by 3. Oh, if we had 1 mana more, I should not have double tapped those, but we can do this for 3. I will go ahead and make 3 copies of... I guess we can make 3 copies. Does he have a Surveil land? Yeah, we'll make 3 copies of that land right there, 3 copies of our Enduring Courage, and we'll make 3 copies of Virtue of Strength. But I think we might be able to just finish out the opponent right now. So consult the star charts. A kicked version of that, I think, actually would be able to find us the 2 pieces we need. So we'll keep that one. And I mean, technically, we do finish the opponent off right now. I'm just going to attack with 2. I'll put him down to 2 HP. I mean, I guess he could technically block with that one, so I maybe should have attacked with another one. But yeah, this creature comes back as an enchantment. He doesn't even come back as an enchantment because he's a token. That is actually kind of lame. But yeah, for sure, we're going to go with a kicked Consult the Star Charts, and we're going to try and find Tifa. We're going to try and find Tifa and another Doppelgang. You may turn that creature face up. That creature investigates. So I don't think he's playing with too many counter spells. I don't know how many counter spells were in this Karlov Manor set. And now, I mean, since we have so many Virtue of Strengths, I think 1 mana or 1 basic land will tap for 12 mana. So we have all the mana in the world. And yeah, we're just going to go for a kicked Consult the Star Charts. Look 11 cards deep. Okay, we did find Doppelgang, and I guess we'll go with another Consult the Star Charts. So we need to find Tifa. There she is, Tifa, and I guess a crack land, because we haven't played a land for turn. And look at this, we have 77 mana right here. So yeah, here comes Tifa. She's going to get +2, +2, +2. Here comes a crack land. We're going to go ahead and actually crack this land. And we're going to find a basic. And then we're going to go for a Doppelgang. I think we honestly can only... We can do this for so much. Because look, we have like 150 mana right here. But we'll just make 4 copies of these 4 basic lands right now. And this opponent is awesome for letting us do this. Tifa gets 16. He didn't let us attack in. And I guess I could have done it for a little bit more. Because we didn't hit the max number. Let's see. We're only swinging in for a casual 1.8 million damage. And I could have done it for so much more. But yeah, we got it. We got the combo, so GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. That is a little bit unfortunate, but I do like our hand. We have Doppelgang, which is one part of the combo that's needed. We honestly need a lot of combo pieces. I think we need like 4 pieces to pull everything together. We need the Virtue of Strength. We need our Enduring Courage. We need a Doppelgang to then make so many copies of land, and then of course Tifa to actually swing through and deal the damage. So yeah, 4 total combo pieces is what we need, which is quite a bit. But I think next turn, I think we will shock in the breeding pool, and then we can start have our Overlord impending down. Find a Fabled Passage, so we can go ahead and play that one next turn. And then I think we could go either for a stock up or a kicked Consult the Star Charts. I think we'll save our Consult the Star Charts. Of course, the more lands we have, the better it is. So I think next turn we can just play our breeding pool. Don't need to pay 2 mana for that, and just go for a stock up. And honestly, maybe look for a... I was going to say look for a Virtue of Strength, but I have a feeling this opponent's going to maybe try and go kind of quickly. But yeah, here comes a stock up. And there's Virtue of Strength, which is really nice. We have 2 lands in hand. Honestly, I guess Overlord could be nice as a blocker as well. Let's think about this. 2, 4, 5. Next turn, we're going to have 6 mana. I guess we do play the Overlord then. So we will take the Overlord. And then I kind of want to save the Crack land. Kind of want to save the Crack land. That is a legendary creature. But yeah, next turn, if we need to stall for a little bit, we can play our Overlord next turn. Hopefully get down Virtue of Strength. And then the turn after that, go for a big fat Doppelgang. Hopefully create a ton of blockers that the opponent can't really deal with. So I think that's our plan for right now. Another elf is actually pretty nice because we can play this one. And then this elf will actually tap him to get this elf on the battlefield. Opponent, ooh. Oh, he's playing with a Calamity deck, so he's probably looking to one-shot us. Yeah, he's going to bring the Calamity back. I guess I get this one down. This Overlord comes online next turn. Could also just go for a Doppelgang of X equals 2. Make 2 copies of these Overlords each. So then we'll have 4 Overlords entering the battlefield. The Outcast Trailblazer to add mana. I'm just worried that he maybe plays like a Terror of Peaks or something like that. No, he just gets the Calamity down. And let's see what he makes copies of. Is this a legendary creature? It is. So he's going to be drawing a ton of cards. That's only 12 damage? Hopefully he doesn't have any pump spells. I mean, I still will. I'm going to block like that. I wonder if we can actually finish off the opponent. We're down to 1 HP in a dream. He is all tapped out. There's Tifa. Yeah, we don't have any way of giving her haste. So we get this Fabled Passage down. And then we can make 2 copies. I think we're dead no matter what, because we can only do this for 2. We'll make 2 copies of Calamity and 2 copies of Overlord. You get to draw a card, I don't mind. Keep this one. And then we will make a copy of this Overlord. Get to create 2 tokens that are attacking. I think we actually got the opponent. Let's absolutely go. Down to 1 HP in a dream. Opponent trying to gallop us down with the Galloping Inferno, but nobody. Thank you for giving me that creature. Let's go. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. You know what? I'll risk this hand. And I actually don't want to take any damage, so we're not going to shock this one in. And then we're going to hope we can play Encroaching Dragonstorm. Hopefully on turn 3, so we do need another land for that. And then, yeah, Virtue of Strength. It kind of sucks that it has to be basic lands that tap to add the mana. That is unfortunate. But, yeah, if we don't find a land next turn, we can at least impend the Overlord. Opponent on the Boros deck. Could be Boros tokens. It's a burn spell right there, so now we actually really need to hope to find a land, which we do, thankfully. So Overlord can go ahead and add a land for us. And then we can go for a Encroaching Dragonstorm. Opponent with the Starfield Shepherd. Maybe to find a plains. Could also be to find a 1-mana creature. It is to find a plains, so they want to hit their 4th land drop. And we find a Fabled Passage, which... yeah, I do honestly want to keep hitting my land drop, so we'll go for an Encroaching Dragonstorm, and we'll get... we'll pull both red sources out. And then we can actually crack this land, and next turn we can play Virtue of Strength. Yeah, because that is 7 mana. Then we could go Enduring Courage, and then honestly the last thing we need is just Doppelgang. Maybe wait for the opponent to tap out. Sage of the Skies. Let's just go ahead and crack this one right now so we stop holding priority. We'll go ahead and take the island out. There is a stock up. But yeah, we'll get down a Virtue of Strength for sure. Hopefully they don't have a Get Lost. But yeah, next turn, stock up into Enduring Curiosity. Opponent not playing a ton of spells. They do play Arachnomania. The legend rule doesn't apply to spooters you control. So pretty cool from the opponent. And yeah, we'll get down the Doggo. We can play a stock up. And there's Doppelgang. We'll take another basic land for sure. Actually, I haven't even played a land for turn, so now we can go for stock up. And honestly, I'm going to take another Virtue of Strength. We get to take 2 cards. We'll take a Glimpse the Core, which is actually amazing right now. 3/6, and we can actually play another Virtue of Strength. I wonder if it tapped it weird. But anyways, 2 Virtue of Strength, so all these lands are going to produce a ton of mana. Hopefully the opponent just wipes the board right now. Yes, spend all your mana to remove my creatures, please. 4 mana to work with from the opponent. Enchanted creature. Finds an aura. It's just another one. That's just a human monk. Oh, does the opponent just go infinite right now? When this aura enters... into another one of those? This isn't a legendary creature, though. Oh, I hope the opponent can't just finish us off. Okay, he has 1 mana to work with. I think we got him. We're just going to go for it. So here comes Tifa. And here comes a Doppelgang for... Can we do it for 15? Okay, that's going to be way... So we could definitely hit the cap right now. Let's just do it for 10. We'll make 10 copies of all of our lands. Let's make a few copies of the opponent's land for good measure. He doesn't have any basics, which is unfortunate. We're going to have all these enter tapped. And I think, guys, I think we hit the magical number of the official cap limit in Arena. All these breeding pools have to come in untapped. Oh, the opponent scooped it up. No. Oh, that is so unfortunate, but... honestly, that's kind of lame from the opponent. I sat through their thing. I guarantee you guys we were going to hit the full cap number right there because I think we were going to have 100 lands enter the battlefield, if I'm not mistaken. 10 copies of 10 different lands. 10 times 10 is 100. So Tifa was going to go 3 to the power of 100, I think, if my math's correct. I'm not the best at it, but yeah, that was kind of a perfect game. I thought the opponent was maybe going to finish us off with kind of an infinite combo where they were able to give their creature maybe, you know, +3 and haste and just do that a bunch. But no, they weren't able to do it. So I'm definitely counting that one as us hitting that magical cap number. And yeah, you guys can see we still had, I think, 4 mana left over thanks to our double Virtue of Strength. So let's absolutely go. GG. All right, guys, this is definitely not a keepable hand. So we take a mulligan there. This one I guess we do keep, and I think we'll ship back a land. Go ahead and get the Stomping Grounds down. Aetherize on turn 4 hopefully can keep us alive if the opponent is a little bit more of an aggressive deck. Go for a nice juicy stock up on turn 3, and we did find Doppelgang, which is pretty nice. I don't want to play Tifa just yet in case he has any exiling stuff. Awesome, great. Oh, this is Yuna. This is a Yuna deck, so they're gonna try and get a ton of Overlords into the graveyard. Oh, Encroaching Dragonstorm is a nice find because we can, yeah, find a land. And honestly, maybe another Aetherize, but at the same time, consult the star charts will be pretty nice. So yeah, opponent does just shock in the Overlord. That's not too surprising. And we'll shock in Breeding Pool, and we'll go with a Encroaching Dragonstorm. And then we do need double red for the Enduring Courage, and we have double blue. We have triple green. I guess we'll take another blue source, but I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, this turn, since the opponent's not doing anything, could go for a stock up. Did we play a land for turn? If we go for stock up and find a land, then we'll be able to go for a kicked consult the star charts. So yeah, we'll take a land for sure. We do need double blue, actually, for consult the star charts. And honestly, I guess just another consult the star charts. So yeah, we'll shock this one in. And then on the opponent's turn, we'll go for a kicked consult the star charts. And look, 7 cards deep. Get to put 2 of them in our hand. Hopefully an Enduring Courage. Plays Overlord. That's fine. We're still at 16. Pass. Resolve. It's going into our turn. So yeah, kicked consult the star charts. Yikes, we didn't find anything good because we already have Doppelgang. Let's think about this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You know what? I actually will take a Doppelgang, and I'll take a land because I will shock this one in. I know I'm taking quite a bit of damage, but now we can at least do this for 2. And I'll make 2 copies of your Overlord, and I'll make 2 copies of this Overlord. So we have 4 Overlords on the battlefield. That's 4 more lands for us. Consult the star charts. We can look 12 cards deep now. And we at least have a ton of blockers, so yeah, we really need to find our Enduring Courage and the Virtue of Strength. This is a trade we'll take all day, every day. Opponent really has no enchantments in the graveyard. I know they get to put that one in there. He goes with the Day of Judgment to clear the board. That's another reason I didn't want to play Tifa earlier. Yeah, honestly, I think we'll go for a kicked consult the star charts, and we'll do it like this. Blue, 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 blue. We're going to look for a Virtue of Strength. 3, 6. We must find one now. How could... Oh, my goodness. All right, well, at least we found the Enduring Courage. And I guess an Overlord. Have we played a land for turn? We haven't. So I'll play Overlord of the Hauntwoods. And then I will shock this land in to play the Enduring Courage. We have no card draw now, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. Could play Tifa for 2, and then how much mana will we have left over? -2 for Doppelgang. Opponent might have another Day of Judgment. We at least get our Enduring Courage back as an enchantment. Should be a little bit more difficult for him to remove. Opponent has a lot of mana himself as well. He could play a Summon Bahamut or something like that. It's just a Smuggler's Surprise. Ooh, he put nothing in the graveyard. Wow, that's a real feels bad moment for the opponent. I guess he could have technically played Esper Origins, but that's really not a creature you want to play. So he get Overlord back and Esper Origins, put both those on the battlefield. I think we were going to try it. Let me do the math for 1 second. We had 14 mana. -2 for Tifa is 12 mana to work with. -2 for Doppelgang is 10. Divided by 3, we could make 3 copies of 3 different lands. So, and Tifa would come in with an additional +2/+2. So she would be at 3 power herself. And I think that's 3 to the power of 9, I believe. So we would at least be swinging in for way more than 20 damage. So we got there in the end. Opponent a little bit slower. We're lucky he really didn't get too much in the graveyard. But yeah, another good game. GG. All right, guys, with the opponent going first, definitely cannot keep this hand. This one is looking a little bit better, and I guess I will throw back a Glimpse. Opponent with a Bell. Well, that's an interesting card. You rarely see that one, so props to the opponent. And no, I guess we go Elf on turn 1. We'll shock this one in next turn, unless we find a blue source, because then we can go stock up, and then turn 3 we can go with a Encroaching Dragonstorm. So yeah, shock this one, go for a stock up because it's only sorcery speed, and I'll take a Tifa and a Virtue of Strength. Thank you very much. And now we just need the Enduring Courage, and we will have the full combo. Add 1 mana of any color. That's fine with me. Here comes Encroaching Dragonstorm. We will eventually need double blue, and we need double red for the Enduring Courage. So 2, 4, 6 mana right now. This will be 7 into the Virtue of Strength. On turn 5, I believe, we do see some blue mana from the opponent, so let's hope there's no counter spells. Please, opponent, I beg you. Okay, now no enchantment removal. That's the next thing we need to hope for. But yeah, Virtue of Strength. Each of these lands, with the exception of the Breeding Pool, adds triple mana. So 3, 6, 9, 12. This is 15 mana right here. The Iron Crag. He might be playing Ugin. So 2, 4, 6. Ooh, that is 7 mana. And I'm pretty sure with Ugin he would get rid of our Virtue of Strength. So unfortunately, I think we might try and go for this right now. Into a Tifa. I just hope the opponent doesn't have any like kill spells or anything like that, because yeah, we are risking it all right now. We are risking it all right now. I actually don't even know how much we can do Doppelgang for. I think just 2. It's really not that much, but it's better than nothing. We'll make a copy of these 2. Auto pay. Do get to quadruple her power, I believe. So we do go up to 48. Oh, and these come in untapped, so we can go for an Encroaching Dragonstorm. I guess I should have gone for another Doppelgang. No, I bungled that so hard. The opponent had nothing. But yeah, I should have kept this 4 mana, and then I should have gone for another Doppelgang. I think that one I would have been able to do it for X equals 3, I believe. If not, we could have done it for another 2. So then that would have been 4 more lands entering. So yeah, 48 times 4. So yeah, we were definitely swinging in for a ton of damage. Let's go. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. And you know what? I'll try this hand. Do need double red for Enduring Courage, but we have Doppelgang. And I think we're playing against a landfall deck. That is pretty funny. We'll go ahead and glimpse the core right now. Opponent going to crack their own land, I would imagine. It is a green forest, so I'm pretty sure he is a landfall deck as well. Their version is 100% better than ours. They're also playing Tifa, so I don't think we have to shock this one in now. Yeah, I don't think we have to shock that one in, so we'll go ahead and end the turn. Next turn, might have to play an Aetherize. Yeah, there's the Chocobo. I hope he plays another 1 mana creature, honestly. And they always have a crack land because they're just goated in the sauce. So we're taking 4 damage from Tifa. That's fine. I can live with that. Yeah, next turn we're going for... you know what? I want him to commit way more to the board. So I'll get down the Enduring Courage, can use him as a blocker. And then next turn we can go for an Aetherize, bounce all their creatures back to their hand. There's the Traveling Chocobo. It's not a legendary creature. And no land drop from the opponent. Wow, he got so scared. I don't know why. Because like I said, this version is just way better than mine. This is, of course, the vanilla version. But yeah, maybe he missed another land drop. But, I mean, yeah, you're not under too much pressure. But anyways, GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. Unfortunately, no blue mana for Consult the Star Charts. But I'm confident we'll find it along the way. For now, we can get a turn 1 elf. And... depending on what the opponent is playing, could maybe even consider playing Tifa on turn 2. Mono white. I don't know how much removal they'll have, so I think I will get Tifa down, and then we will shock this land in to get this elf down. And then, yeah, just need to hope we find a blue mana source for us. Glimpse the Core. That's not it. Opponent could be playing with a Day of Judgment or even the Star Cage. So, yeah, we'll just punch in right now. Just get a little bit of damage in while we can. But yeah, I would not be surprised to see a Pinnacle Star Cage, Banishing Light, just any type of removal. So that is a reason why you might want to hold on to Tifa. Virtue of Strength is pretty nice. 2, 4, we have 6 mana, so we're 1 mana off. And again, no blue drops for us, so... yeah, we'll just punch in for 2. And I think we only have 1 more Tifa in our deck. And we did draw her, so there's no way I'm playing her right now. Banishing Light, you also don't like to see that because that can get rid of our Virtue of Strength. And to me, it looks like it might be like a token draw deck. Oh, and there is our blue source, which is amazing. I think for right now, we will prioritize getting down the Virtue of Strength, just because all of these basics, we have 3 of them, they produce triple the amount of mana right now. So 3, 6, 9 mana from those 3 land sources right there. And indeed, it is a token draw deck playing Caretaker's Talent. For now, we can go, and we want to keep our blue source, so we'll tap that one. And unfortunately, we don't have a double blue source, so we can't even go for a kicked Consult the Star Charts, because we need double blue. Yikes, we're getting cooked a little tiny bit right there. So I guess we go for another blue source. I forgot it was only just 1 land we could take, so that's maybe a little bit my mistake. We'll go ahead and say no attacks right now, end the turn. We have Tifa, we have the Virtue of Strength, we just need our Enduring Courage and a Doppelgang. So I maybe should have taken a stock up. Carrot Cake will give them a token, which they can draw with. I would not be surprised if they're playing a Get Lost, which is instant speed removal, so we might be in a little bit of trouble, especially with how much card draw the opponent has. 3 cards that he got to draw there because of Enduring Innocence #1, Enduring Innocence #2, and the Caretaker's Talent. And there, indeed, we do see Get Lost, which you absolutely hate to see that. Still have a decent amount of mana to work with, though. And yeah, opponent just levels that one up. Does he attack? Opponent doesn't attack. Did find another Virtue of Strength. We will go ahead and play it. And then we can at least crack these map tokens. Find a Fabled Passage, which is really nice, because that can go ahead and find us... honestly, I guess just another blue source. And then we can crack this one, see what's on top. Consult the Star Charts will be really handy for us, so I will keep that one. This one we can go for it being kicked, and then we get to look 8 cards deep. Regardless of if he gets rid of our Virtue of Strength or not, opponent does just attack in. We're down to 12. And you know what I actually might want to do? I would imagine he has board wipes as well. I was thinking we could go for a Doppelgang. Just make a lot of copies. Yeah, see, he is playing a bunch of board wipes. To me, that seemed a little bit wasteful. We just had 2 elves that weren't really doing too much for us, so I'm fine with that. We'll go ahead and go with a kicked Consult the Star Charts, and we'll take the Enduring Innocence, and I guess a Doppelgang, and then we can get this one down, and then we do have enough for Tifa into a pretty decent Doppelgang next turn. So if he does tap out, which part of me hopes he does, let's hope it's not a Banishing Light, because that would get rid of our Enduring Courage, would exile it underneath the Banishing Light. It's just another Get Lost. That is super annoying, but I still think we might be able to get the opponent. Beyond the Quiet is going to exile all creatures, so then we don't even get our Enduring Courage back. Man, this guy just literally has all of the perfect answers to us. Oh, that is super annoying. All right, well, the game goes on. And you know what? I'm just going to risk it. We'll just get down a Tifa and an Elf. Let's hope that he's burned all of his removal, and then we'll go ahead and put a counter on Tifa. I will keep a stock up on top. And yeah, let's hope the opponent doesn't have any more removal, but I'm pretty sure he can at least create a token somehow, some way, and he gets a triple card draw right there. It's a Beza. Maybe he thinks Beza will be big enough to block us. But yeah, triple card draw right there. Maybe he'll just look to pump this one up for 4 mana. I hope so. I hope he leaves our Tifa alone for 1 turn. He has 1 mana. I think we got him. So we're just going to go for it. We're going to tap the Elf as well. I'm going to go for a big fat QQ. Let's see. This is 7. 9 minus 2 is 7. So we can only make 2 copies of 2 lands. So it's really not the best. Yeah, it's really not the best. But we do get 4 triggers from this. And she is at 3 power. So, hey, it does look like we got there. So, yeah, GG. GG. Alright guys, we gotta go first, and I don't think we can keep this hand, so we'll take a mulligan. This looks like the exact same hand, so thank you very much, game. Definitely not gonna take a double mulligan, so. And let's hope Glimpse the Core can carry us a little bit. Aetherize, if the opponent is on a aggressive deck, that might help us out a little bit. Honestly, I kind of want to find another blue source so we can go for a kicked Consult the Star Charts. So these are just coming in tapped for right now. Lumbering World Wagon. So opponent, honestly, pretty aggressive deck. Fabled Passage does find us the second blue source, so I will go for this now. Find the second blue source, and we'll go for a kicked Consult the Star Charts on the opponent's turn, even though they probably play a pretty big creature. Crew it up with the Lumbering World Wagon, attack us for 5 damage, but they get to find another land, so they get to attack us for 6 damage. Because they still have 4 mana available, technically. No, nothing from the opponent, so that you love to see. And what do we take? I think definitely an Overlord, and honestly, I think another Doppelgang. Yeah, we'll do it like that, and then here comes Overlord, and then we can play the Stomping Grounds. Have that one enter tapped. And then next turn we could go for Doppelgang of X equals 2. If he doesn't remove our Overlord. Maybe the opponent plays a creature that we'd like to copy as well. Harvester of Misery. Honestly, not really. Honestly, not really. I think I will just let him punch in with the Lumbering World Wagon, even though that does feel pretty bad. That's 7 damage right there. So no blocks from us. I guess we'll make 2 copies of the Ancient Cornucopia as well. That can honestly help us ramp a little bit and give us some life gain. So 2 copies of the Overlord and 2 copies of Ancient Cornucopia. Create some land tokens. And we'll go ahead and say end the turn. So no attacks from us. That one can destroy an enchantment, which does suck. Does that say artifact or enchantment? You know what? We might actually copy that one with Doppelgang. We still have 1 more in our deck. Another Disruptive Stormbrood. You have to be kidding me. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, well, I think we can at least get the opponent. So this is another way you can win with this deck. Aetherize would be kind of nice as well. How much can we do this for? Let's go with a fat QQ. 8 plus 3 is 11, minus 2 is 9, divided by 3 is 3. So a nice 3 copies of this Disruptive Stormbrood. I'll take another 3 copies of the Ancient Cornucopia and 3 more copies of the Overlord. Thank you very much. And then we'll go ahead and destroy this enchantment. We'll go ahead and destroy your enchantment, and we'll go ahead and destroy this heirloom, and we'll see how you like it, buddy. Good, so go ahead and pop all of those, and then we will 100% attack with these 3 Overlords, create 3 more land tokens, and this is 18 damage coming to the opponent. So 0 damage coming to the opponent, 1 card in hand. It could honestly be a deadly cover-up. A strategic betrayal. We'll get rid of one of these dragons, so. And yeah, opponent scoops it up. So GG, that is, like I said, another way you can win with this deck. Alright guys, the opponent gets to go first, but we will try this hand. Go Elf on turn 1. Honestly, it'd be kind of nice to save the Fabled Passage. So Encroaching, or Glimpse the Core on turn 2, Encroaching Dragonstorm on turn 3. Honestly, maybe into another Encroaching Dragonstorm. And then maybe the opponent won't kill our Tifa right away. Maybe they won't hold on to any kill spells or counter spells. Oh, it's a Seam Rip, so unfortunately we do have to crack the Fabled Passage unless we can find another untapped land. We don't, so yeah, here comes Fabled Passage. And I mean, yeah, an Azorius player, that will be really difficult for us to deal with. And he does let that one slide. So we'll find a blue source and a mountain. So next turn, might honestly just risk it since we found another Tifa Lockhart. And then we'll go for a Encroaching Dragonstorm. He does let this one go. So we'll find these 2. Ooh, Simulacrum Synthesizer. So maybe the opponent doesn't have a kill spell. And let's see, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's only 3 copies. Honestly, I want to try and get down the dog. No counterspell from the opponent. We'll go ahead and pay 2 life. Pump up Tifa. And I'm gonna say no thank you. We only have 2 forests. Yikes. Let's hope he just chooses 2 more Simulacrum Synthesizers and doesn't find like a Seam Rip, or there's this other one that can exile things. I always forget its name, but there's like loot trapped in a cage. He does find the Pinnacle Star Cage. That only gets rid of our Tifa. It's not the worst. So, do we go Tifa, land? And then let me think. Yeah, I think we're going to do it like this. Tifa, she gets +2. Here comes a land. So she gets another counter. And then we're making 2 copies of this land right here and 2 copies of this Encroaching Dragonstorm. And we can only find 1 land from it. Yikes, I thought we had more lands than that. Well, I still think we got the opponent. It's not the big number that we were going for, but he can only stop 10 damage. So still taking 38 damage to the dome. So GG. Alright guys, opponent goes first, but we can keep this hand. Got a insane amount of ramp. So could honestly look to ramp into Virtue of Strength. That would be quite nice. Opponent playing with his own Virtue. So here comes a Glimpse the Core. And then Encroaching Dragonstorm. Well, since we did draw the mountain, we'll go Encroaching Dragonstorm. We'll find a red source and a blue source. And then we'll shock this one in, and then we can go for a Virtue of Strength. So that's honestly 1 combo piece and a pretty important one. And we're under no amount of pressure right now. Opponent looking to do some graveyard reanimation shenanigans. And honestly, we have a ton of basics, which I absolutely love. So here comes a Enduring Courage. And here comes a kicked Consult the Star Charts. And we will find another Consult the Star Charts. And I guess just another land at this point. And then we'll go ahead and kick this Consult the Star Charts. We don't have enough mana for that, so if we go for Doppelgang for... Can we do it for 2? Can we make a copy of this one and this one? We can. Alright. Ton of mana to work with. I mean, I guess we'll smack the opponent. I hope he doesn't scoop it up, though. Might have a nasty reanimation spell coming our way. Aww. I knew I shouldn't have done that. We should have maybe waited a little tiny bit longer. Because next turn I could have gone for a kicked... Yeah, I should not have attacked him. Oh, I feel so bad, guys. I should not have attacked him. Could have gone for a kicked Consult the Star Charts next turn. And I mean, we have 3 Virtue of Strength. So all of these basics are producing, I think, 9 mana each at the bare minimum. So if we found Tifa, which I'm sure we would have at this point, could have played Tifa, and then we could have gone for a Doppelgang and probably hit the cap number. So that's my bad. I bungled that one. But yeah, GG. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome to the post-game wrap. Today we looked at a really extremely janky, let me just start by saying that this is an extremely janky combo. It's very inconsistent. It's really hard to pull it off, but when you do pull it off, it is really funny because you can get Tifa, who is who we try and end the games out with. You can, I think we saw from a few of the games, you can get her to deal insane amounts of damage. But like I said, it's really inconsistent and it's really janky because it's kind of a 4-piece combo. You need Virtue of Strength just so that you can add a ton of mana, so that with Doppelgang, we have a lot of mana to sink into the triple X cost, where you want to make a lot of copies of your lands is what you're ideally making copies of, because those lands will enter the battlefield, and that does trigger Tifa's landfall ability where you double her power each time. So she goes from 1 up to 2, 2 up to 4, 4 up to 8. So yeah, you need a ton of lands entering the battlefield. And I mean, these landfall creatures have such a big target on their head. People know that this card can kind of just finish the game out. So ideally, you don't even really want to play Tifa until you actually have the full combo, and she doesn't have haste. So another combo piece that I think you do need is Enduring Courage. This helps in 2 ways. It lets you play Tifa right away, and it puts an additional +2 counter on her. So instead of starting at 1 power, she starts at 3. So if you were to play just a singular land, she would go from 3 power up to 6 power. So yeah, the full combo that you need is Virtue of Strength and an Enduring Courage on the battlefield. When you have those 2 on the battlefield, then you need Tifa and a Doppelgang in your hand, which, you know, it's not always guaranteed to have those 2 in your hand at the same time. But then, yeah, you can play Tifa, and then hopefully you still have enough basic lands as well. This Virtue of Strength, that it is only basic lands that tap for triple mana. That is a pretty feels bad moment as well. So you do need to have a decent number of basics as well. But then, yeah, you can play Tifa and then hopefully go for a Doppelgang for a pretty big number, you know, maybe 5, maybe 6. In one game, we did a Doppelgang for at least 10 different lands entering the battlefield. So we had, I believe, 100 lands entering the battlefield. So Tifa would hit the cap number. There is a cap number in Arena. Of course, in Paper Magic, you could just say, you could do the actual math and be like, hey, I'm doing 20 billion damage or whatever. In Arena, there is a cap limit. I'm not 100% sure what it is. I've definitely hit it in the past. And maybe we hit it in one game. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it was just 1.8 billion damage that we did. But yeah, that is the full combo. And it is really fun when you do pull it off, but it is super janky. But yeah, I'm just so tired of always running into the Chocobo Landfall deck, you know, where they play the Chocobo, Bristly Bill, Mossborn Hydra. Some of them play Tifa as well. They play the Traveling Chocobo. And I'm just so tired of seeing that Landfall deck that I thought it would be fun to make a kind of a meme jank Landfall deck with Tifa today. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the games that we played. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out a lot. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up and any comments down below of any decks that you'd like to see me play. You guys can see from the deck that we played today, I really don't mind playing super janky decks. It is a lot of fun, even though it is a struggle sometimes. But yeah, I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.